Stand by.
Hey guys, my name is Rob Epifanio. As you can see from my prior clip that I posted on this video, I'm a competitive shooter. I'm a nationally ranked competitive shooter. A little bit of background on me. I've had drop foot since 2010. I got into a motorcycle accident. I broke my pelvis. I dislocated my knee, ruptured a couple muscles, and that left me with nerve damage that affected my foot so that I can't lift it. I've been an athlete my whole life. I'm still an athlete today. So with drop foot, we have the considerations of what am I going to do to be able to hold my foot up. So in the beginning, in the past, I've used a brace like this. This is called the Noodle AFO. As you can see, it's carbon fiber, right? It has a little flex to it, but it's pretty stiff, to be quite honest. This one's actually broken. I actually broke it, cracked it. Strut that goes down, and this goes into the sole of your shoe, right? You have this big brace section that attaches to the top of your calf, and it's not terrible. I mean, compared to the options that are out there, that's actually a relatively comfortable option, and it's a relatively active option. But in my quest for searching for more, I came across different options, and one of the options I came across was the Saebostep, which is this, right? So this is a quick review on this product. Right, so the Saebostep, the way it works, right? You have these eyelets here. They actually attach into your shoe via a screw, right? Screw connection. What's nice about this, the thing that I like about this product, for one, this is no bigger than an ankle brace, right? It doesn't really, you don't really notice it. It looks like I'm wearing an ankle brace, especially when I'm wearing black socks, which is what I typically do. And it's very easy to attach. And the comfort that you get from this is significantly different. People have noticed with me, my ankle can articulate a lot better. I walk a lot better. The main thing for me as a competitive shooter is that I can feel the ground better. So as you can see in some of the clips, and I'll put another clip right after this, you kind of see what it is that we get challenged with. We get challenged with hard movement. We get challenged with shooting on the move, so being able to be stable and control our steps so we're not bouncing a lot. We get challenged with leans, whole bunch of different different types of situations that are relevant.
Stand by.
Yeah, they may have saw them and brought them to they thought it was the squad in front of them.
To the challenge that is competitive shooting. For competitive shooters, you don't have to be the greatest athlete, but you do have to have a relatively good amount of agility, stability, balance, and strength, right? So what this allows me to do, because I can feel the ground like a normal person could, it allows me to be able to balance out a lot better. Another thing, right, compared to this, with this brace. With this brace, this went into your shoe, went underneath, right? Underneath between the sole and your foot, okay? When my foot was sitting in here, because the brace is rigid, it allows, my foot basically slides up and down in and out of this area here, right? I probably have one over here. So over time, what would happen with that kind of brace is that I would destroy the back of the shoe. Right, you can see that right there. All right, I would destroy the back of the shoe, and what would happen is it would actually blister and abrade my heel until I got a cut, I was bleeding, or had a blister. It wasn't good. And I'd weigh shoes like a shoe like that is still usable if it didn't have that thing happen to it, right? So Saebostep allows your foot to sit in the brace like any other foot in any other shoe, and now the longevity of your shoe is much more, right? So if you have a pair of shoes that you like, it works out really well. So these eyelets are new, right? They'll be coming out with these soon, I believe. The idea is that you don't ruin the cord, right? So this cord is the only wearable item, depending on how active you are, how relatively sedentary you are, will depend on how long this cord lasts. Me, as you can see, some of the stuff that I do, I am very active, so this cord is the wearable item that I replace relatively frequently. I'd say once a month I replace this. At this point, they're working on a new high activity model for people like me, something that will last longer in terms of the consumable items. Okay, so the way this works, and I'll bring this down here, bring this down there. So you can see here, right? The way this works, I put my foot in the shoe, kind of like I'm putting on any other shoe. With the AFO, with the noodle over here, it was not comfortable to get in the shoe. You had to kind of wiggle it around, and I had to like swing my foot around, so it didn't work out so well. This put on my shoe like normal. I wear a high sock because this keeps my leg from being chafed or anything like that. Right? Open this up just like an ankle brace. Throw this on, wrap it around. This Velcro is excellent, and then the buckle. The buckle is another great feature, just in case the Velcro wears out, which it typically does over time. If it wears out, now you have this buckle as a secondary redundancy, making sure that everything stays in place. Right, cord goes over, loops over, push the BOA ratcheting system in, tighten it up like I lean into it. Right, tighten it up a little bit, right? Get your desired lift. This is up to you. I'll say this, the more you lift the shoe, the more it's going to resist when you push down. So if you got a strong toe off, it is going to stress the cord a little more. So that's something to be a consideration. So you're going to play with that and see what works best for you. Outside of that, like at this point, I could walk very normal, and I'll post a video at the very end of this clip. You can see the training that I do when it comes to movement. So I do some specific movement training for what I do. And I show, at the end, I show taking the brace off, show how I walk with it. Drop foot, I mean my foot just sits like this, so I have to lift up from the hip. Another great thing, price. So my Noodle AFO, right, I think when I bought this with insurance, I think it was like $450 or something like that. The Saebostep, I actually have 3 of them. So I have one for everyday use, I have one as a backup, and I have one that I use specifically for matches that only gets worn on a match day, so I preserve the cord. If the cord breaks, which it happens, all you have to do is tie it like a regular shoelace, right? Take a regular knot, like these are my cleats, right? Take a regular knot, tie it up, and now you can get yourself home for the day, replace the cord. The cord replacement takes 5 minutes. It's really simple, really quick to do, just requires a small screwdriver, and it's easy. I always carry around a spare cord with me just in case. Another thing that I liked, so in these shoes here, right? So these are my cleats, these are what I wear for matches typically. This profile of this brace is very large. These shoes are a little bit more narrow, so it actually would stretch out the shoe and destroy the shoe that way. And it actually got to the point where the sole part of this wasn't actually sitting flat on the sole part of this. So I definitely would recommend the Saebostep as an athlete, especially if you're looking for the ability to articulate your ankle a little bit more. I can push my ankle down and rotate it in. I cannot lift it up or push it out. But from a stability perspective, I feel greater stability. When I'm lifting, so I strength train also, when I'm lifting I could actually get deeper into a squat because my ankle now has the ability to dorsiflex a little more in terms of when my weight is pushing on the ankle. Whereas in the noodle brace, it was a problem in the sense of it wouldn't allow me to flex, so my toe would start rotating forward, especially when I was doing squats. Right, so that's a problem. So this has been an all-around great product, great cost, right? Great service. The owners got back to me with questions that I had, and they've been super helpful to me since then. If there are any questions, you guys can let me know in the comments. If not, like I said, I'd highly recommend this product to anybody who has drop foot that wants to improve their condition and be able to still participate in an active lifestyle. Thank you, guys. Stay tuned if you want to see the movement at the end of this. It's with the Saebostep brace. Limitations on that. If I take this off, this is how my foot looks normally. I can't lift this up. If I walk, it's like that. This thing makes a big difference.